Sorry, guys. I will be right there. I have pinwheel. I have fucking pinwheel. I restarted my computer. I'm gonna lose my shit. Anyway, there we go. Okay. Hi, guys. And I'm just loading up the chat now. And I totally forgot. And by the time I remembered, I didn't have time to transfer a video from my laptop to the iMac where I stream from. So I'm going to have to kind of add my laptop to the mix and then play the video from there, because it will take way too long to upload and play any other way. Yeah, it will. So I'm almost to the chat so I can see who's here. But until then, maybe I can pull it up in here. Maybe it'll be quicker. All right. Well, it was quicker to pull it up on my iPad. Go figure. It was quicker to pull it up on my iPad. Okay. All right. What's up, everyone? How do I change it to live chat though? Sorry. Okay, there we go. So I see, hey Reagan, hi Autistic Shell, hi Steffi, hi Sue Elliott. Hey Megan, hi Lily. Hey Estella. Great Dane Mom. Live Life Whimsically. Hi, hey dear, hi Guy. What's up, everyone? Rizzo's wife. Yeah. So I'm still got pinwheel going here. All right. What do I have first talking about? Okay, so yep, that's right. I'm going to be talking about the Katie Joy stuff first. I'm going to create a banner right now, though. I'm going to have it scroll across the screen, so because I don't know if there's going to be a lot of interest in this whole Onision thing, or if there's going to be very little interest. But in case anyone's here for the Onision thing, I'll give a time in which we're going to start that. So, and I'll put that up on the banner across the stream, so anytime someone comes in here, they can see that. What challenge you got going on? Oh, you just found out you're a caterer. Oh, okay. Yeah. You see, they call it cater. I call it someone who just gets particularly annoyed over lies, hypocrisy, and bullshit. Tomato, I guess. I don't know. But while I'm waiting for shit to get ready, I'm pouring myself a glass of wine. As you all know, I've discovered wine lately. Well, I've discovered Moscato anyways. And at work, we carry this brand because I've been saying Bartender is like the only really good brand. This one's just as good. Yeah. And no cork. It's twist off. So I don't have to fight with getting the fucking top off. Yeah. Oh, shit, maybe I do. Oh, damn it. Michael? Oh, never mind. I got it. Okay. I'm going to pour this while I relax for just calm down for a second. And then I'm going to tie in my laptop so I can play this video. This way gives everyone a chance to get here, even though I was almost 10 minutes late. So it's not like people didn't have a chance already to get here, but whatever. Okay. I have to make room here. I'm going to need the room. Running my laptop at the same time. Yes, you will somehow overcome the what did you say? The challenge. Yes. Oh, why don't they give me the option for live chat or top chat on my iPad, just on the computer? That's weird. Okay. Oh, what brand is it? It is Castello. It's just like my last name. Only mine's Costello. This is Castello, and I don't know how it's Poggio. I don't know how to pronounce that, but apparently it's Italian. I don't know. Castello del Poggio. But yeah, it's just as good. Just as good as the Bartonura. So, but like I had tried that cupcake kind. That one was not good. It was not good at all. I mean, it was probably good for Moscato, but the one thing I really like about Moscato, or at least the first Moscato I tried, which was Bartonura, was that it has a tiny bit of carbonation to it. Like it's not like so much that it's like sparkling wine or champagne or whatever. It has just a little bit. So, but the cupcake had like no carbonation whatsoever, and I didn't like that. So, yeah. Why is my shit so bright too? You know. Right. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Just want to adjust my brightness here. Then I'm gonna add my laptop. I already have my laptop signed in for the most part, so it won't take long. Only take a second to do that. I totally believe Unirock is lying. Oh shoot, that jumped on over my screen. I don't know what's up on my preferences either, my system preferences on my iMac either. Like sometimes I'll get something to load on it. Sometimes it says I can't load. Like it doesn't matter if it's displays, if it's sound, if it's whatever. Like it's just, I don't know, shit doesn't want to load sometimes. I don't fucking understand it. Pisses me off though. Oh, this one I forgot that right. There, that'll be better. Okay, so what brand is it? I love it. Oh, I think did I answer yours? Was it another question? No, yeah, I answered that one. I totally believe Unirock is lying about being a vet. No pictures, no medals. He gets clicks and views from supposedly being vet bashed. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. Like I get, like if you can prove him a liar in this one big important area, then you pretty much set the argument for him being a liar across the board. I get the desire to prove him to be lying about this. At least that would be my desire anyway. But I don't see how it's possible to prove he's lying. Like you'd have to have someone as a spokesperson for the military to come out and say this person did not serve. Like they would have, that's about what you would need to disprove him. Anyone can say that they served, and you can argue the semantics of everything all to your blue in the face, but ultimately nothing's going to be proven one way or the other. So absent of a military spokesperson coming out as a spokesperson to come out and state that he did not serve, I don't think that there's any way you can prove that he's lying. So that's why I move on from it. I don't care. So yes, of course Uni lies. Uni lies, yes. Sorry, hate to burst your bubble. Okay. Let me now do this. Okay, something went wrong. Yeah. Yada. Okay, turn off mic, stop cam. Okay. Why can't I pull up stars to start my star funds here? Start. Regarding, okay. Video file. This is annoying. Why doesn't it come up under my recents? I can't access start on here. Where else would I have it? Oh, add other locations. Oh, that's not it. There we go. It's going to be down here. Yep, there it is. I got it. Yay. Okay, so just to give everyone, to clue everyone in here where this video is for those who don't know. This is a video that Preacher Boy had made back when this whole ordeal between the two of them happened. Now, I forgot all about this video until I found it a little while ago. But I want to point out some things in this video, and then I'm going to get to some other things that kind of tie in right along with this. But for now, I thought that we'd watch this video. So for those of you wondering, this is Preacher Boy, and it is from, I don't know if I have a date on here. Let me see, info, properties. Why is my laptop never freezes up, and now my laptop is jumpy. That'll come back. Oh, I gotta connect this too. What happened? Why did I lose me? It's annoying. Present video file. Downloads. Okay, I'm going to try this in. I'm going to let this play. Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear him clicking.
Hey, we'll see if this one goes a little bit better. I just tried going live just a second ago, and there was obviously some technical issues there. So I'm going to give it a second, see if anyone jumps on. And then if you just jumped into the video, apologize for the last stream. If you could go ahead and just let me know if you can hear me. Just drop a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know if you can hear what I'm saying. I just want to make sure before I start this that everything's looking good as far as the audio side of this. But yeah, just let me know if you guys can hear me. I'll wait for a thumbs up before I actually get started. And kind of roll
brief history though, real quick. I'm going to turn him down while he's getting caught up. Brief history. Oh no, he's starting to go into it now. Okay, brief history. Katie Joy discovered this other content creator named Preacher Boy. I think he was mostly big on Instagram, but also or maybe starting out on YouTube, but mostly on Instagram, one way or the other. But he stumbled across her apparently, and she stumbled across him or something on Instagram. So he came into one of her live stream chats well, he'll explain this.
Instagram post today. You may have already seen some of what I'm going to talk about as far as the Without a Crystal Ball situation. And basically context for anyone who doesn't know the background of this. There is a popular YouTube channel called Without a Crystal Ball. It's hosted by Katie Joy Paulson. And I was watching one of her live streams from my couch.
I forgot. For anyone who's here for about the Onision thing, I'm going to do that after this. After I cover this, right now I'm going to create a banner to go up on the bottom of the screen. I'll give a time in which I'll cover that. So I will do that right now. Let me just see something here. It won't tell me how long this video is. Shit. There it goes. Start. Yeah, I can't tell. It's not. This video is not long though. It's only like 20 minutes long. So I'm going to set up Onision coverage for. We'll do 6:15 or 7:15. I'm sorry, 7:15. And now this is freezing up again. God damn it! Everything's freezing up. Oh, no. Why do I keep losing me? This is pissing me off. How do I do this? Google Drive. I'll do Onision first, I think, then. That's what I'm going to do. While this uploads. All right. So this has an upload time of like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. It's going to take a few minutes, nonetheless. So, I'm going to move this back over. Okay. So let me pull this up now. We're going to do Onision first. Sorry. I don't have the patience though to keep putting me back in the stream. So for those who don't know, there was a court filing today in federal court in one of the districts there in Pennsylvania or in Florida. Someone is suing Onision, suing YouTube and Google basically for from what I gather is from the tenets of like human trafficking, I guess. So, and for those who don't know, which I don't know who wouldn't know this, Onision was a YouTube content creator, was one of the biggest YouTube content creators since the beginning of the platform. In fact, he grew into popularity, I think it was in 2009, with the stupid video of a song called I'm a Banana. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube, y'all were fucked up in 2009 is all I'm going to say. So, yeah, that's how he rose to popularity. Over, the next few years after that, he stayed pretty popular, gaining in popularity, whatever, what have you. And somewhere around like 2014, 2015, around there, he started to lose a lot of support because he was being exposed or being discovered to be like, I don't know if the P word is quite accurate, but maybe it is. I think maybe the P word might be accurate, but it's more, he's not into like little kids. Like, I think from the sounds of it, he's into like barely legal or just under legal, maybe. Still though, fucking why? Anyway, so ever since then he's lost a lot of popularity. Well, in 2021, there was a documentary made with Chris Hansen and I forget what was it, Discovery Plus, maybe. I think that was the network that sponsored it or whatever. They did a multi-part documentary. It's like 2 or 3 parts from what I understand, from what I remember. I don't think I've seen all 3 parts. I think I just seen maybe part 1 and 2. If those 2 existed, I know I'd seen a part 1 and there was more to come. So yeah, this documentary was made where his victims came out and they told their stories. Ever since then, it was released in 2021. Ever since then, the YouTube dropped him from their partnership program, but he's been allowed to remain on the platform and make videos. Just only YouTube can profit from the videos. They will no longer share in the profits with Onision. That's been since 2021. So in this lawsuit here, oh wait, I'm not sharing screen yet. Sorry. Oh wait, yes I am. Okay. This lawsuit here, like I said, was filed on the 8th. In the United States District Court, Middle District of Florida, I don't know how to, Osceola Division. Ocala, I don't know. And it's the plaintiff is a Regina Alonso versus Google LLC, YouTube LLC, James Jackson, who's Elysion, and Lucas Jackson, formerly known as Lainey Bots, Lainey or Kai, who is Onision's wife. But I want to say she identifies as a man now. I'm not sure. I'll be honest. I don't really know a whole lot about these parties involved here. In fact, any knowledge I've gained about this has been either from reading this or from the 2001 documentary. That's the entire source of my knowledge, really. So let me get over here to comments real quick before I get into this. Hey, Al Capone. Oh, hair keeps getting caught in my head. Give me 1 second. Let me put my hair back, and then I'm going to dive right in. Okay, now I'm back. All right. So, oh, cool. That already uploaded, so that'll be there ready when we get back. When I get back. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Jujubee. Anyone else? Hey, Peggy. I'm suspicious of the channel nonsense. I heard she was getting cash apps for Letitia. I don't know. I'm suspicious of her too. Like, but I think there's like a million other reasons to be suspicious of her besides that. So, but I don't think she's getting cash apps for Letitia because she's the one who's been going after Letitia for the most part. Hey, Rizzo's wife. I don't really know about this Katie Joy story. Well, that'll be after. But all right, I'm gonna leave that go. I'm gonna wait until I go into the video and stuff. I'm going to leave the nonsense stuff alone for a minute because I got some things to say about some of the shit she was starting or whatever, but I'm gonna let it go for now. Yay! Hi, Rizzo's wife. Member for 5 months. Yay! Why doesn't it come up in here though? It's weird. Okay. Onision has at least 2 channels that are still monetized, or they were as of last Friday. Oh, okay. Well, I know that his main channel, anyways, and several of his other channels, at least the ones listed in this filing, I guess they are no longer monetized. So I don't, but who knows? He could have fucking 50 channels for all I know. Probably for all anyone knows. But okay. So here we go. This is a civil action for damages against YouTube and its parent company, Google. James Jackson, known online as Onision, and Lucas Jackson, formerly known as Lainey Bot Lainey and Kai, under the federal statutes, yada yada. Oh, Trafficking Victims Protection Reauthorization Act. Civil remedies for personal injuries. Okay, yada yada. Now, this was filed, first of all, in civil court. Okay. Right? Was right. Yeah. This isn't federal court. I think, I don't know. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's civil court though. Because when I was looking into this, for the most part, like for the entirety of this, it is Regina who is suing. She's suing Google, YouTube, Onision and his wife. Well, as I get into reading, I'm going to explain this all to you and everything. But like, I looked into like the statutes for the state of Florida and stuff like that. And like the main culprit, it seems like they're alleging in this filing, the main culprit to have like offended or wronged Regina is more or less Lainey Bot. However, Lainey Bot was like 2021 at the time that this most, if not all of this transpired. And in Florida, if you're under 18, you're still considered where you're below the age of consent. You have to be 18 for, for consent laws. But they have the Romeo and Juliet statute or whatever. So like if the perpetrator is 23 years of age or younger, but obviously older than the minor or whatever, then I guess that there's exceptions or whatever to the rule or to the law. But then there's no exceptions when it's someone like, say, 15 or 16 years old and the person's 24 years of age or older. There's no exceptions. But in the little window there between those few years, they offer exceptions. It's called the Romeo and Juliet law or statute. What I don't know. Again, not a legal expert. Okay, not just giving out my best understanding of it as I've read it. So take it with a grain of salt. So I believe that this is civil court because had there actually been laws broken, I would think that this would be filed in some sort of criminal court, So yeah. Is this the Onision lawsuit that got his tree removed? Well, I don't know. Or his demonetization? I don't know. This was just filed on February 8th, 2023. So this was filed, 5 days ago? So, okay. So moving on. Yeah, it's civil court right there. It says right there, civil remedies for personal injuries and related state law claims arising from the defendant's conduct when it granted an agency and or profit-sharing relationship to a predator, Onision, that used YouTube to identify, recruit, solicit, and groom children and coordinated with his spouse, Laney, to lure, entice, and solicit children for the ultimate goal of engaging in activity with them. Plaintiff was one of these victims. The plaintiff respectfully submits her complaint for damages and makes the following averments, whatever. So, the introduction to this. Now, this is 56 pages long. I'm not reading the whole thing, okay? I'm going to just skip over to read the parts that are likely of interest. So, this lawsuit will reveal how Google's YouTube partnership program through the YouTube platform enabled, facilitated, and profit shared in the identification and grooming of vulnerable children by two adults known as Onision and Laney. I'm skipping certain words because I would like to try and keep this monetized if I can. So, defendant James Jackson, aka Onision, when faced with the allegations raised against him, began a series of attacks against the people online in an effort to intimidate and threaten them into silence. Defendant Lucas Jackson, aka Laney Bot, Laney or Kai, is married to James Jackson Onision and used new fame, and to do the same shit basically. Oh, and also exchange images. All right, so part of it is called grooming. Okay, I'm not going to go over the tenets of grooming. I think for the most part we understand them, I guess. If not, that can be another stream. Okay, someone who's good at this is skilled at creating confusion, deception, and doubt, but simultaneously gaining trust, acceptance, and affection or love from the target. So Onision created a channel on YouTube in 2006 and began posting to it in 2007. Here's shit about YouTube here. I think we all know YouTube, though. Okay, he rose to popularity quickly and gained celebrity status amongst the viewers. This bothers me about whoever it is that wrote this filing, because there's a lot of errors in just basic sentence construction, and that's a pet peeve of mine. I guess maybe it's me, I don't know, but I feel like it's not representing the person who filed this very well. When you have that, this is official documents in a court of law. Okay. And I imagine that, anyone in this person's, I don't know, professional area would be like, dude, give them a break. They do this all day long. All they do was type shit out in Word and construct all these briefs and filings and everything, petitions. Give them a break if they screw up once in a while. I get it. You're probably right. It still bothers me. So moving on. Here it says, Onision quickly became known for his following and began creating and posting videos to YouTube. He rapidly became what's with all the adverbs? Okay. He rapidly became widely known for his commentary, some of which was objectifying, offensive, and controversial. At his peak, he had over 2 million subscribers. I thought he had more than that. Really? Only 2 million? Huh. He targeted victim, whatever. Okay, them. And he tried to appeal to this age group by is using like comments on body image, appearance, self-identity, that, and similar topics. He would often rate and comment on pictures of people and their bodies, often sent to him by the people protected. Okay. This I thought was interesting. YouTube's product and non-neutral algorithms specifically targeted this protected group with these interests and suggested Onision's harmful and controversial content to this protective group's users. I don't doubt that for a second. Not for a second. Like, I think that would even be easy to prove, probably. I don't know. I mean, for granted, this was years ago. I think since this time, or since like after 2015, especially, I think YouTube has ironed out many of these kinks, or whatever, if you want to call them that. I don't know. But it's kind of fucked up that it took like the realization of this shit to do that. I don't know. I think I would feel like, especially coming from a company like Google, like, wasn't their motto like, don't be evil? You think that they would take the extra steps into assuring that they didn't do shit like that. That's my opinion. I don't know. It just seems kind of fucked up. Okay. In 2009, Onision gained huge popularity online after his release of the Banana Song, which went viral with over 90 million views and was featured on national television in 2010. At the same time, his popularity was attributed to his commentary and skits portraying other YouTubers. He became a famous and popular YouTuber on the platform and became monetized. When a person becomes monetized, yeah, we all okay. They enter into the partner program with a contract, and they basically share profits. Okay, I'm going to skip over this. Okay, YouTube partners agree to follow and abide by YouTube's terms of service and community guidelines. Okay. He ran several YouTube channels to include but not limited to Onision, Onision Speaks, Uh-Oh Bro, Onision Encore, Onision Archive, LaneyBot, and Cool Guy Kai. Upon information believed, all of these channels were monetized under the partner program. They're alleging that Onision used his fame and his platform to target these specific people online and encourage them to cross state lines to visit Onision and his wife for the purpose of being with each other physically. Onision began pursuing 17-year-old Taylor Anderson, Laney, or Kai, who went by the internet persona of LaneyBot. Taylor legally changed her name several times and currently goes by the legal name Lucas Jackson. In 2012, Laney and Onision got married. So, yeah, it's alleged that Laney began flirting with underage girls and hitting on them, basically, and trying to coax them to come on over. It says here, YouTube was put on notice many times that Onision was violating the YouTube terms of service and community guidelines, but YouTube took no action to deter or demonetize Onision based on the numerous complaints or violative content he posted. YouTube was receiving value and profit sharing with Onision on violent and harmful content, as well as content used to lure, entice, and recruit this protected group of people. Partner Onision to post his content, which in turn recruited, lured, and enticed Regina to reach out to Laney through the Onision forums. Regina came to know who Laney was by watching the Onision channels and saw her as a celebrity because she was married to Onision. Laney later befriended Regina online. After flirting with and grooming Regina from 14 through 17 years of age, Laney invited Regina to visit her and Onision at their home in Washington State. Regina attempted to go, but her mother refused to allow her to travel. After notifying Laney that she was not able to go, Laney quickly began replacing her with the next protected person, a girl named Sarah. Laney used Regina unbeknownst to her to gain trust with Sarah as well. So here are the parties. The plaintiff, Regina is a resident of Florida. At all relevant times, Regina was a minor. According to Florida's law, Regina was a minor. Defendant James Jackson also known as by his online persona Onision in the United States, is a United States citizen and resident of the state of Washington. Defendant Lucas Jackson, formerly known by her online personas as Lannybot Lanny or Kai, is a United States citizen and a resident of the state of Washington. Defendant Google, is a Delaware limited liability company with its principal place of business in Mountain View, California. Defendant YouTube LLC is a Delaware limited liability corporation with its principal place of business in Mountain View, California. Since 2006, Google has operated YouTube. Defendants Google and YouTube are referred to jointly as YouTube. At all relevant times, YouTube designed, maintained, manufactured, marketed, advertised, promoted, owned, operated, and distributed the social media platform YouTube. Okay. Jurisdiction. Okay, this goes into why they're filing this in the state of Florida. And basically they're filing it in the state of Florida because that's where Regina lived and physically was and throughout these years in question. So that's their argument for jurisdiction. Okay, factual allegations. Nearly 3 decades ago, Congress passed the Communications Decency Act of 1996. These are the since it's passed, the internet has grown. Okay. In 2018, Congress passed a bill known as Fight Online Trafficking, in which Congress clarified that CDA 230 was never intended to offer an immunity or liability shield for criminal conduct, such as people, or the exploitation of children that occurred on or through online platforms. Okay, so they rectified it, I guess, or clarified it. I don't know. Then YouTube is an online global video. Yeah, we know that. Okay. I think we know a lot of this, a lot of YouTube info. I think we already know. Okay, skip over that. Okay, I'm skipping over all the basic information about how YouTube and Google work or whatever. YouTube in turn pays its YouTube partners a range of 50 cents to $6 US dollars per 1,000 views on any video, including materials depicting minors in violation of that and other criminal statutes. I don't know how true that is, if that's true or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care to look into it either, I'll be honest. YouTube has employed a tiered revenue sharing governance. There are YouTube partners who were bound by their agreement and were required to ensure their content was advertiser friendly. After all, the very purpose of YouTube partner program was to increase profits from YouTube advertising by employing the content producers that were valuable to YouTube and had the potential to increase their revenue. Yeah. Okay, I'm skipping over that. The rise of Onision to become one of YouTube's most influential personas online, along with his spouse, Lady. Okay, so he started his channel in 2006. Oh, this one only has one quickly. Okay, that's good. Onision became known quickly for his content and began creating and posting videos to YouTube. He quickly became known for his commentary, some of which was humorous and some of which was objectifying, offensive, and controversial. He targeted, okay, I already went through that, I think, for the most part. Oh, he did all this by rating people's appearances, and he did this under the guise of he was just being honest. In fact, I think that was one of his taglines he made for himself, something like the most honest person on the internet or on YouTube. I can't remember which. The most honest person somewhere, in relative to that. On August 5th, he married his first wife, Sky. Is upon information believed that their marriage basically started falling apart shortly thereafter. In 2009, Onision was discharged from the Air Force. It was after his discharge that he began seriously pursuing a YouTube career. In 2009, he hit ultimate popularity with the release of the Banana song, which went viral. Oh, and was featured on Comedy Central series Tosh Boy No in 2010. Onision targeted minor audiences. Okay. At the same time, he rose in popularity because he was commentating on and doing skits portraying other YouTubers, including popular YouTuber Shane Dawson. 2010, Onision and Sky divorced. As his popularity grew, he gained enough popularity that he was able to participate in YouTube's partnership agreement, which allows the YouTuber, okay, we know this. As of the filming of this lawsuit, Onision has been in the partnership program for approximately a decade and has monetized his videos during this time period and all relevant time periods. It gets to the end, though, that he was demonetized, though. It stated in there in 2001, I guess that happened. During his tenure as a member, okay, just here are some of the titles of the videos he posted. And they're offering this, I think, as an example of how he was targeting a specific age group with specific insecurities. Basically looking for, allegedly looking for targets who might be easier to groom than others. So the titles are, Am I Pretty? Am I Ugly or Not? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, these are the videos. Okay. Should people shave their legs and arms and down there? How to flirt with guys. How to tell if you're cut or uncut, I guess. How to ask someone to date you. How skinny is too skinny? How to give a hickey. The internet community began to take issue with Onision's content as early as 2012. In 2012, he published a video about one of his ex-girlfriends in which he stated that because she slept with over 20 people, she was, I missed that last sentence earlier. I'm not going to read that, but yeah, there's that. Okay. As a result of this video, numerous people asked YouTube to revoke his YouTube partnership program agreement. Shortly after this occurred, viewers signed a change.org petition to demonetize Onision, which was sent to YouTube. Many viewers reported Onision's accounts to AdSense, which is a Google program that matches ads to the individual YouTube website based on content and visitors and coordinates the advertising makeup that allows for the monetization of a YouTube partner's website. Since it's a Google program, a report to AdSense is effectively a report to Google. One reporter in particular specifically flagged for Google that not only was this video harmful, but stated amongst other comments about Onision as follows: I'm disgusted by his recent videos, and despite his attempt at an apology, I do not believe he is actually sorry or actually will change his behavior in the future. It seems to me that this is part of a cycle of his, where he makes several videos that deeply offend a percentage of his fans and viewers. He receives a backlash by those affected by his judgmental comments. Okay. Sorry, I gotta answer this. Okay, sorry about that. I have someone stopping by. She left something here. I just got to run it out to her when she gets here. All right, so moving on. It seems to me this is part of a cycle of his where he makes several videos that deeply offend a percentage of his fans and viewers. He receives a backlash by those affected by his judgmental comments. He rants about them and dismisses them as haters. And then he finally apologizes to save face and tries to cover it up by deleting the videos. Only the damage is already done. It's far too late for an apology. His young, impressionable followers have already swallowed his opinions whole and committed to them as gospel. It is also a very cheap way to rack up views and collect ad revenue. Interesting. Sponsoring these videos is condoning his destructive behaviors. I can't imagine that you or the companies that advertise with you support such opinions. Revoking his sponsorship will send the message that you do not take this lightly and that you respect the people who are watching the ads that you attach to these videos. Why is this ringing now? My computer is so far behind, it is now ringing in my ear for that call. At least I think that was what it was ringing from. Yes. It's how slow my computer is. It's crazy. Okay. Many viewers flagged the offensive video through. Okay. Viewers wrote to VidCon, an upcoming convention at which Onision was scheduled to speak at. YouTube took no action and did nothing to enforce their terms of service and community guidelines or force Onision to stop posting content that violated these guidelines. Instead, YouTube continued to enable and reward Onision for his harmful and volatile content by allowing him to continue in their YouTube partnership program and profit share with YouTube. In 2012, VidCon acted differently, however, and responded to the communication received by removing Onision as a speaker at VidCon and banning him from attending. Onision responded on social media acknowledging this. Onision wrote, which looks like to be Facebook, old Facebook. If you want someone to blame for my absence, you can blame the haters who spammed VidCon with anti-Onision mail, plus VidCon itself for giving into the pressure and going back on their word. Despite all of this, his partnership remained intact with YouTube. Okay. So, on February 12th, Lainey, who at the time was also protective group, named Tyler, used the online screen name of Lainey or Lainybot. Lainey and Onision connected online. Here is one such example of how they connected. Okay. So, yeah, they're tweeting at each other, it looks like. Shit. I would have totally taken that had I seen that earlier. God damn it. I just looked at my group text from work and someone to take their shift tonight. I would have totally taken it. It's too late though. They needed me like 2 hours ago. Shit. Oh. So, okay, on November 14th, 2012, they got married. Well, wait a minute. Where was Lainey from, though? Where did she live? Because Lainey was still 17 years old when they began a romantic relationship, depending on where she lived, right? It would depend. It's according to the state for an age of consent. Or maybe, I don't know. I'm just wondering, a lot of states do have 17 years of age is old enough to consent. So I'm wondering, I didn't bother to look into that. I didn't even realize that earlier. Okay. Okay. Pronouns will be used based on the timing of what is discussed. In 2012, Lainey identified as a female, and female pronouns will be used when discussing that time frame. In 2019, Lainey changed genders to identify as male, and male pronouns will be used when discussing events after that time period. Okay. So his wife became a part of the Onision story and gained popularity. All right. See, like we're like only halfway through this whole filing. This is why I'm skipping over the shit that doesn't really matter, I think, or stuff that's not pertinent. At least not pertinent with our interests, I think. Okay, Onision and Lainey published many forum topics, inviting their followers, including their younger ones, to respond, such as, here are the forum topics they created. What age does Greg think you are? Rate me from 1 to 10. Would Lainybot date you? Hot or not, Lainybot chooses. Marry, F or kill. Is your chest actually too big or too small? What is Onision's opinion on you? Would you date me? Makeup or no makeup? Hot or not? Show off your body abnormalities. That's weird. What does Lainey think about your body? Okay. Young people, including, really young people, would join the forums in hopes that Onision and or Lainey would communicate with them, which they sometimes did. Onision often commented on forum posts in his YouTube videos, giving the named fan a moment of stardom. Moderators were selected to operate as volunteers and oversee the forums. The moderators never received any kind of training or never really given much as far as communication goes on how to run things. They had no specific rules or terms of conduct, and basically is do as you wish, I guess, maybe. If any rules did exist, they were not enforced. Onision turned around and commented on what was said in the forum. Onision would then talk about the forums and his YouTube videos. Okay, so here we get to the actions and the time frame specific to the petitioner, Regina. Just making sure I don't miss her. Okay. In 2012, someone who was that age, years old, was depressed and Googled how to do that to yourself. Regina found Onision's video that shamed anyone that would want to do that to themselves, and she found a connection. Regina began to watch many of Onision's videos and felt a deep connection. She became a huge fan. Under her username handle, Regina developed online relationships and friendships with other YouTubers as her community of support. On September 28th, 14-year-old Regina began speaking with Lainey through Instagram and was starstruck as depicted below. And here we have Lainey, Song of the Century, Regina. You're my favorite Instagrammer, and you like a song from my favorite band, Fangirls. I'm your favorite Instagrammer? Yes, you're so gorgeous. Thank you so much. That makes me happy. You're super welcome. I love them. Okay. Regina turned 15 approximately 1 month after meeting Lainey. Regina initially told Lainey she was 19, but quickly clarified the real age was 15. Lainey was not deterred from pursuing Regina upon finding out her real age. They went from speaking casually to speaking daily, and Regina soon considered Lainey to be a best friend based on the level of sharing and intimacy between the two. Lainey continued to flirt, groom, and condition Regina when she was 15 to 17 years old. Lainey frequently had inappropriate conversations with Regina, highly inappropriate conversations with Regina. When the opportunity arose, Regina became a volunteer forum moderator for the Onision forums. At this time, Regina was a young teen herself and was not old enough to fully understand the boundaries of what was appropriate for the forums. Regina received no training on how to be a moderator. Regina became a volunteer moderator for Lainey's own forums as well as Onision's and became the moderator for all of Lainey's social media. Regina and Lainey formed an emotional and physical attraction. Or Regina admired Lainey and formed an emotional and physical attraction to her. When she was 16, Regina confided in Lainey that she was bi and was questioning her gender. Lainey encouraged this conversation and stated that she liked girls too, leading Regina to believe that being with Lainey in a romantic way was an option. See, just by her saying that, I don't think makes that an option or an expected option. I don't know. There had to be more said in that conversation for Regina to be left believing that there was a pathway in which this could happen. You know, it couldn't just be that, oh, you know, I do too, you know? I don't know. I mean, that's like basically saying that anytime you're told someone is gay, well, that means you gotta, you know, this could happen. No, you know, and also every time two straight or two heterosexual, one male, one female meet, well, then that's an expected option. You're like, no, that's not how it works. That just bugged me. In the summer of 2015, Lainey came out officially as bi. Around the same time, Onision made it publicly known on YouTube that he was agreeable to Lainey having a relationship with another girl, and the couple began posting YouTube videos advertising the same. Found information believed Onision encouraged and enticed Lainey to enter into a relationship with another girl. They began publicly talking on YouTube about having a polyamorous relationship with other girls. Although it was presented to the world as an opportunity for Lainey to be with a woman, in reality, this was done so that Onision could engage in, you know, three-way or whatever with other girls and use Lainey as the bait to lure them in. Onision demanded a threesome and stated that he will not allow Lainey to be with other girls unless he is able to participate. Well, oh, okay. Wait a second. I gotta grab something for him. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So, I haven't even checked chat in a while. I should probably check chat real quick. Hi, Indigo Halo. The most brutally honest YouTuber was what he claimed. Thank you, Dirty Uncle Sal. I knew it was something like that. Oh my God, without a crystal ball versus without a crystal ball. Hi, Hi. Oh, I hope you're still here. I seen that you posted about 20 minutes ago. So, if you are still here, I'm going to get into the whole Katie thing momentarily. I don't know, we're over halfway through this filing, this reading. I'm not going to spend much time on it after that. So, I'm not going to read the whole rest of it, just the pertinent parts. Okay, let me get back. Despite being married and an adult, Lainey began dating underage Regina. Regina had just turned 17 years old only 8 days before the dating announcement. So, in other words, she was 17 years old when it was public knowledge and with confirmation that they were dating. Okay. During this relationship, Lainey groomed Regina with flirtatious and suggestive comments such as "I love you," inappropriate commentary, and sent inappropriate photos. Some examples of such communications were as follows: tweets of Lainey saying, "In other news, I'm told sending Regina nudes right now. Come get this good. Oh, okay. I'm in love with you. All right. I think is she here now? Okay. Lainey also sent Regina thirst traps, which is an internet phrase for lewd photos depicting Lainey in her bra and underwear or low-cut shirt, and were supposed to leave the viewer thirsty for more due to the innuendo contained. Lainey frequently requested that Regina send her the same types of images. They frequently had Skype calls. On one such call, Lainey appeared topless. This was done as a tactic to desensitize Regina and test her boundaries. In addition to the trap images sent by Lainey to Regina, Lainey also requested photographs of Regina. In response to Lainey's demands, Regina sent an image of her chest as well. So there's lots of inappropriate discussions. We'll leave it at that. 2015, Lainey encouraged 17-year-old Regina to visit her in Onision together. Lainey offered to pay all of Regina's travel expenses for the trip. Lainey intended to lure, entice, recruit, and solicit Regina to their home so that she could join in physical activity with Regina and in 3 ways with Onision and Lainey. Lainey and Regina, being young and naive, desperately wanted to visit Lainey, but Regina's mother would not let her travel. Okay, now that's the whole, I guess, end of the interaction between these two and Regina. So I think this is why it's not filed in any kind of criminal court, because they can't really prove a criminal case. So they're hoping for a civil case or for civil judgment or settlement, whatever. So they're trying to use anything. And I mean, I'm not saying it's deserved or whatever. I think, yeah, I have no doubt that a lot of the things alleged in this petition are absolutely true. I don't doubt that for a second. I'm not smart enough or knowledge or informed enough to know. I'm smart enough. I'm not informed enough to know if there were, in fact, any laws or civil laws broken here. I don't know. I mean, I can read the Florida statute and everything, which I did for the most part, parts of some of the statutes anyways. And I can see why an argument is being made, but I also see where it might fall short, in my opinion. So I think if you are looking or hoping any kind of explanation from that, I am not the one to turn to for that. So I would turn to someone else. The only thing I did look up, because when I read that she was 17, or she was above 16 for, a good portion of this, and especially when they tried to entice her or whatever, lure her out to Washington, I wondered, well, was she even a minor? Was she below the age of consent? So I looked up that law, and even back then when this occurred, 18 was the age of consent in Florida. It has been for quite some time, apparently. But they do have the Romeo and Juliet exception there, like I said. And at the time, Lainey was below the age of 23 or 24. So she was actually like in her very early 20s, I think. So I don't know all the I don't know, all the requirements or whatever for it to be considered something under the Romeo and Juliet protection law or whatever. So I don't know if this is a type of situation that would even qualify for that. I don't know. But I do know that that's something to consider possibly. That's all. Okay. So here comes Sarah. Sarah evidently was someone who was much more involved with the couple because she did go out to Washington. I guess she moved in with the two of them. So she was a minor. Sarah became a fan of the Onision Speaks channel, and in 2012 became an even more of a fan when Lainey was introduced as Onision's significant other. At age 13, Sarah reached out to Onision and Lainey on their Twitter page. She began responding to the posts, tweets to which Lainey would usually respond. Around the same time, Sarah joined a Kik chat group. How the fuck is Kik still a thing? Like, really? Oh my, okay. I'm moving on. Regina had been appointed the moderator of Lainey's forum, and Lainey had become very close with Regina at this point. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're I guess Regina and Sarah became known to each other. I guess Regina vouched for Sarah, causing Regina to feel trusted and valued by Lainey. Prior to this, Sarah and Lainey had recently started messaging on Kik, and Lainey had told Sarah she found her cute. At this time, Lainey was 19 years old, about to turn 20. Okay. When Lainey first began speaking to both Regina and Sarah, Lainey identified as a straight married woman. As a result, neither Regina nor Sarah understood that she was being groomed by Lainey, as each believed that the contact could never result from these conversations again. Throughout 2015, Sarah, Regina, and 20-year-old Lainey formed a strong friendship and began a group chat called the Three Musketeers. Yeah, so she was in her early 20s, late teens. When grooming, okay, I'm not going to go into the tenets of grooming or whatever. There's plenty of places where you can learn about that. So this just goes through like different examples and everything of what Lainey had done to, quote unquote, like groom the two. Just a snapshot, I think, of their online relationships. Maybe I'm not gonna go into too much of this. This last sentence, I'm not going to read that, but allegedly this is what happened. I don't know much about it. I know very little about, like, I was surprised to read that last sentence, but I'm not going to get into that. I don't know. I'm not one to talk on that, I think. After Sarah moved in, word got out that she had moved in with Onision and Lainey, and many people on YouTube were not comfortable because of the ages. Many YouTubers that were also part of the partnership program began to speak out about Onision on their own YouTube channels, and media began to surface that Onision and his spouse were that. This culminated in a documentary that was released on Discovery Plus that featured Regina, Sarah, and another ex-girlfriend of Onision named Shiloh. It was only after the publication of this documentary that YouTube finally decided to demonetize Onision for violations of their policies on or about, and I pinwheel. Okay. On or about January 2021. YouTube stated to news outlet TubeFilter that, quote, it took action because Onision violated the partner program's creator responsibility guidelines. These mandate that partners not engage in behavior either on or off platform that can cause widespread harm to the YouTube community and potentially damage the trust among creators, users, and advertisers. Come on, Pinwheel. Notably, although YouTube took away Onision's ability to make money, but did not remove him from the platform. YouTube is still profiting from Onision's content. It is simply not profit sharing with him anymore. So, causes of action. Why am I? Oh my God. All right, I'm not. This is like the the tenets of the statute. I'm not going into all of that, or the law, whatever. I get very bored reading legal words, legal speak. I just don't have it in me. So again, it's pretty much just reinforcing everything that they said already. Like, you know, the two of them, they did this for the purpose of this. And this is why it's this specific law or whatever is being brought up, because it violates this portion of it, you know? Wait, benefiting. Oh, okay. So they're saying that they knew her age. They knew she was underage throughout this time. They still tried to get her to do this. And they spoke in their line of their whole like pathway of communication across interstate lines because it was over the internet. YouTube was notified many times, but did nothing took no action on it until, you know, it was the people complaining were loud enough that Discovery Plus created a documentary about it, basically. And how YouTube just continued and continues to benefit off of the actions of the alleged guilty parties here. Civil remedies for personal injuries related to possession and distribution of, okay. See, now I want to clarify something too, because I said something before when I was talking Creepshow Art, or Emily Artful rather. I made a comment about how her alleged underage images, whatever, on her Facebook, that when her Facebook was allegedly hacked and these images were allegedly stolen. I made reference to, well, why were they up there to begin with? Okay, and because she was an adult when this happened, when the hacking allegedly happened, but yet these images of her underage were still up there on Facebook. And I made reference to, well, she's the one who uploaded the shit to Facebook, to the computer. She uploaded that kind of material to the internet, you know? And that's not the same as here, because the creation of these allegedly nude photographs was pushed for the creation was insisted upon for this purpose. You know, it wasn't someone 16 years old creating this all on their own and then uploading it and keeping it offline well into their 20s, you know, for just, you know, have it up there on the internet. That's different than someone being pressured into sending someone something like this while still at this questionable age. You know what I mean? These are two different situations. I want to clarify that. Now, had Emily been, like, say 15 when she put him up there and 16 when she was allegedly hacked, I would say that she was still the victim then. But it being that she was well into her 20s when this happened, and that's when this alleged hacking happened, I questioned that, because she knew that they were up there that whole time. She knew right from wrong at that point. She had an adult mind, it's alleged. So she should have known better to have had that up there. That's all I was pointing out with that. That's not what that applies here. I want to be clear on that. Yeah, this is just where like the whole crossing state lines and shit comes into harm. Again, more tenets and everything about this the violations and everything here, and why damages are being sought, why they think that they're deserved, in accordance to what part of the law are they pulling from. So again, I'm not reading all this legal stuff on that. Anyone can download this filing. Just go to Pacer, create an account if you don't have one, and just type in Regina's name. It's Regina Alonso, I think is the name. It's right there. And if you watch the stream, you'll see it right there in the beginning. So just search her name and it'll come right up. It really sounds like it sounds like they're, throughout their description of everything, it sounds like they're putting most of the blame here on Lainey, but they're not, you know? it sounds like Lainey is mostly to blame, but they're not applying most of the blame to Lainey from what it sounds like. I don't know. And I think this most likely because Google has all the money. So, see, I knew she wouldn't be here in like 2 minutes, like she said. I knew that. She's funny. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to read much more of this. I think we covered most of what's being alleged, with whom, when, how, and why this was against the law. Oh, jury demand. Plaintiff demands a trial by jury on all claims so triable. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, there's that. Let me check out chair for a minute. Then I'm going to take a short break so I can run and use the restroom. And then when I come back, I'll play the video because it should be all, I know it's already uploaded. So in fact, I'll pull that up and just get it ready. Hey, Mousy Files. Hi, Elizabeth. Trying to find Valentine gifts for your granddaughter. Oh, my grandmother did that for me every year. Like, no matter how old I got to, every Valentine's Day, she'd send me in the mail, even though she lived like 15 minutes away. She's mailed me a card with like $5 or $10 in it every year on Valentine's Day. It was one of the nicest things ever, So just saying, your granddaughter's gonna remember that shit, or your granddaughter's gonna remember that shit. So. Stupid pinwheel. Oh, great, that died. Okay. Okay, Google Drive's loading now. All right. Yay! All right, cool. It's all uploaded and shit, so I'm not gonna have to wait for it to like process or whatever. I'm already seeing the preview image. That's good. So. Okay, so when I come back from a break, we will just jump right into that video. Let me check out chat here real quick. Stupid pinwheel keeps happening. Yeah. Hi, Sunshine and Rain. Hey, Victoria. It's civil. Thank you, Victoria. Hey, Jujubee. Autistic Shield member for 15. Well, you've been a member for that long? Holy shit. Awesome. Thank you, Autistic Shield. Thank you for all you do. Oh, that reminds me too. Tomorrow, I am putting together and planning a stream where I'm going to jump in and like dive in and, I don't know, learn and explain more about these journalistic privileges of Katie's that she's claiming, as well as the ethics of journalism. And the idea for this stream is all because of Autistic Show, who I want to thank for this, because it was a great idea she gave me. And she sent a website to me and I looked into it. And then I went upon that, I looked even further into things. I thought this is going to make an excellent stream. So I didn't finish quite putting that together. And then today I got news about the Onision filing. So that's going to be tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but now it's going to be tomorrow. Why are you watching? Why are you looking at me? What? What? Okay, I didn't realize tomorrow was Valentine's Day, so it looks like that's going to be on Wednesday, actually, after all, not tomorrow. So I don't really pay attention to the date as much as I should. Anyway, so yeah, we're planning that on Wednesday. It'll be in the afternoon, or no, actually, we'll do it Wednesday night. It'll be Wednesday night. That way, people on the West Coast or whatever, it can be on when it's their awake time still. So. Okay. All right, so let me take a quick break now. Actually, do I have a banner already? Bathroom and booze break back in a minute. All right, that'll work. So I will be back in 1 to 2 minutes. Let me go take the break real quick, and then I'm going to just go ahead and start the video. I already have it pulled up, ready to go. And for your listening pleasure, I'm going to choose something from the StreamYard wonderful audio catalog. We have, wow. We'll do night driving. How's that sound? Okay. Be right back. Okay, I'm almost back here, guys. Just like 10 more seconds. Maybe 20. Okay. I don't know why I couldn't hear that in my speaker. I don't know if you guys could hear that playing, but it said it was playing here, that stupid music. So, because I love to leave you guys with that shit music every time I go to take a break. I know how much y'all love it. All right. I did forget about Valentine's Day until earlier today. Yeah, I did too. Like, I knew it was coming. Like, it was, we talked about it last week and everything, but like, I don't pay attention to the date so much. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It is tomorrow. What the hell? I just fixed my makeup real quick, but I can't find something. What is all my shit? There it is. All right. All right, that's better. Oh. Oh, damn it, I got all over my shirt. All right, so this video. There we go. Okay. Now, everything is still so bright though. It might have been white. Okay. So moving on now, away from the Onision stuff. I mean, that was definitely. I feel like now the KD discussion is gonna be like a bit of a palate cleanser. Just imagine that. But yeah. Anyway, so this video I'm gonna be playing is from. Oh, maybe this way I put the microphone back. It's from Preacher Boy, and I forget when this happened. I think it was in 2021 that this transpired. But like I was saying earlier when I attempted to play this, Preacher Boy and Katie had crossed paths or whatever. I think mostly on Instagram. Preacher Boy was in her chat once on an Instagram live. Katie invited him up. He came up after some coaxing, and yeah. So he's going to explain the rest of what ensued there. Now, the reason why I'm playing this is because a large part due to a lot of the posts I've been seeing by Katie on Instagram, how she's making all of this shit about her, everything with Ginger is about her. And now she's talking about some other ex-boyfriend or whatever who cheated on her for years, and all because she wasn't a porn star or some shit like that. This is so ridiculous how far she stretches shit to include herself into the stories and then overtake them all. Everything in the story is then all about Katie. Katie embodies the entirety of the story. You forget that anyone else was even involved in it to begin with. Allegedly, my opinion. Anyway, so this is, I thought just it ties into that. And plus I found this video and I thought it was interesting. So without further ado. Why is it so spinning? Okay, there we go. He just kind of talks about stuff that don't matter for the first few seconds.
As far as the audio side of this. But yeah, just let me know if you guys can hear me. I'll wait for a thumbs up before I actually get started. And kind of roll from there. there, hair undone, just t-shirt, jeans, laying on the couch, watching a live stream. She saw my
Oh,
name
Bryce is not sharing.
attached
Okay,
to a
there we go.
comment, and I was invited by her to join her on a live. I was not prepared to do this. I had never talked to her before. I had never spoken with Katie at any point before this.
All right,
Jumped
I'll
onto a
turn it
live
up.
stream and, you know, had a conversation with her. I thought it went fairly well.
I'll try and turn it up. I don't really know if I can. Shit. I don't think there's a way to turn it up in StreamYard settings. I mean, there's audio, which will turn up, which will affect your audio, but why is that microphone being used? It should be this microphone being used. Why is... I wanted to try... Oh, man. And so this one isn't even... I've been wanting to try this out, see how it sounded. Fuck. I'm going to try it anyways. We'll see what happens. My audio... Then again, maybe not. It doesn't look like it's working. Oh, there it goes. Okay. My voice audio may sound different. I want to go back and listen to the stream and hear this, how this microphone works. Because I want to try streaming on my laptop, and I'm trying to work on getting a camera to work on my laptop the way I want it to work. I'm very particular about that. And if this works on it, then that's going to be great. But if not, then, well. But recording hotkeys layout, I guess. Yeah, it's not giving me anything else to turn it up with. Shift videos. Yep, there's nothing there. Okay. Where's that other device tool thing I have?
I gave the information I wanted to give, and you know, felt like it was fine. I hyped her up as I would anybody I presumed was an advocate, and really just
Is it still
encouraged her
low?
at the end and told her just in passing, I'd love to have you come on my show. And afterward, my inboxes blew up across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, and I was currently flying to Costa Rica when all this happened. So I was literally on a plane connected to plane Wi-Fi, getting tons of messages from people saying to do my research about Without a Crystal Ball, about Katie.
I'm gonna start this from the
Look,
back
before
a
I
little
go any
ways. I
further,
just want to make sure that the
say,
volume, that the
I thought
sound
this
is
was
okay.
done
Can you guys hear it okay?
behind me. I didn't want to keep addressing this. I put out a very brief statement about this and let it sit at that, even though there were accusations made about me.
Okay.
I let
All
it
right.
sit, but
All
I
right.
need to address
Thank you.
it
Thank you,
today.
Shell. Thank you, Autistic Shell. All right.
Just
I'm
based
going
on
to
what's
just
going
start
on.
this
So
from
anyway,
the
so I was on
beginning
the
where he
plane.
starts
I was
talking about
headed
it.
to Costa Rica, getting all these basically context for anyone who doesn't know the background of this. There is a popular YouTube channel called Without a Crystal Ball. It's hosted by Katie Joy Paulson. And I was watching one of her live streams from my couch in my living room and was just sitting there, hair undone, just t-shirt, jeans, laying on the couch, watching a live stream. She saw my name attached to a comment, and I was invited by her to join her on a live. I was not prepared to do this. I had never talked to her before. I had never spoken with Katie at any point before this. Jumped onto a live stream and, um, you know, had a conversation with her. I thought it went fairly well. I gave the information I wanted to give, and you know, felt like it was fine. I hyped her up as I would anybody I presumed was an advocate, and really just encouraged her at the end and told her just in passing, I'd love to have you come on my show. And afterward, my inboxes blew up across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, and I was currently flying to Costa Rica when all this happened. So I was literally on a plane connected to plane Wi-Fi, getting tons of messages from people saying to do my research about Without a Crystal Ball, about Katie. And look, before I go any further, I just want to say I thought this was done in behind me. I didn't want to keep addressing this. I put out a very brief statement about this and let it sit at that, even though there were accusations made about me. I let it sit, but I need to address it today. Just based on what's going on. So anyway, so I was on the plane. I was headed to Costa Rica, getting all these messages. Do your research. Check out who Katie is. I did my research. I found a lot of things I won't dive into right now. Found a lot of things, methods, way that she verbalized things, her tone in some of these cases, her interactions with victims that I was hearing about, reading about, seeing. I was watching her own content, and I was very uncomfortable with the way that Katie handled herself. And I made a public statement because I had made a public invitation to her to come on my show. I made a public statement that said that, well, I'll read exactly what I said.
Still have so much left to learn.
So I made a statement. I said, regarding the Without a Crystal Ball live I joined yesterday, I have done research since I appeared. Katie Joy's methods have historically been incredibly problematic. I'm disappointed in myself in not doing what I always do, which is research before I share my platform with anybody.
I think it's important to point out here that, like he said, people contacted him, sure, but he did his own research. So it doesn't matter. I mean, Katie can make this argument all she wants to, until she's blue in the face. Oh, the trolls did this. The trolls told him this. Well, you can just label anyone a troll just because they spread something or they parted with a bit of information regarding you that you don't like. That doesn't make him a troll, okay? And even if hell, even a troll can be right, twice a day with a broken clock or something like, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter what the trolls say or allege or do. What matters is what's true and what's not. And if the person on the receiving end of these trolls does their own research and comes to the same conclusion of the trolls, well, that doesn't really make them trolls now, does it? That kind of makes you the troll, don't it? Anyway.
I didn't expect to be called on to join your live. Didn't think anything of it. I just wanted to encourage who I thought was a fellow advocate. I've never communicated before with her. It makes me sick to my stomach to think I misread the situation or sent the wrong message to anybody. Please know I'm extremely new to her content. Not a fan of her tactics. And I've since discovered she utilizes. I'll not be hosting her on my show. My credibility and the credibility of those I partner with is important to me. And so I put out that statement. Yeah, that happened. And then I received a message from Katie that says,
this is interesting.
What you've done proves to me that even today you still lack respect for women. Anyway, you could have spoken to me, but instead chose to publicly humiliate me. And I said, Katie, respectfully, this has nothing to do. And by the way, the reason I'm sharing these messages is because of what's going on today. Katie, respectfully, this has nothing to do with you being a woman. I've worked alongside many incredible women. That's the majority of the people I have on my show.
Pay attention to what he says coming up.
Show, and I was not out to humiliate you. I saw things that were troubling and chose to distance myself. I made a public appearance and felt the need to address that public appearance on a public setting. That's all. Some of my concerns are validated in that you removed your first few kind messages and then chose to send a more antagonistic message when you didn't get a prompt response. I take full responsibility for joining a live without doing more research. That was on me. I've said my piece. That's where I wanted the conversation to end. And what I meant when I said she deleted the original messages to me, originally when she messaged me after I put out the statement, it was very kind. And it said basically that she was very sorry. She had haters that were coming after her. She's sorry if I felt threatened by anybody, which I didn't. And nobody responded to me in a hateful or angry way. I just want to make that really clear. And so she had sent me like 3 messages right in a row, deleted those, and then sent me a message saying that I humiliated her, that I lacked respect for women, etc. So I sent that response to her.
Still have so much.
Okay, so now I want to talk about on that here for a moment. Now, I mean, here's what he just said there. That the only reason why he spoke publicly, first of all, is because his partnership, his relationship with her was all on public display, basically. So he felt the need to make a public statement, acknowledging the severance of this potential collaboration in the future. And he didn't say anything. Well, I mean, he didn't say anything positive about her, for granted, but he didn't attack her character or anything like that. He just said, I don't like her methods. Her methods bother me. I don't want to be associated with her methods. So, and he has every right to say that. Nobody has to like your methods. And he didn't come out and say she's a shit person or anything like that. So I just want to point that out. But Katie, though, upon hearing of his statement there, tried, in my opinion anyways, it sounds like she tried messaging him, being nice and almost like offering him an out for his ridiculous behavior. Like, I'm so sorry you were targeted. I'm so sorry my haters are coming after you. Like, she's trying to give him a way to exit the accountability of his actions in in a way that doesn't tarnish his reputation, you know, like, and when he didn't take up that offer, she then deleted those messages and then turned this all around to, well, you just don't respect women after all. Now, mind you, the online arena in which they are meeting in and discussing and were potentially going to collaborate over was the abuses and the harms done from these cults like the IBLP and, you know, and the like. So we're already talking about an atmosphere that thinks very little of women, okay, is very misogynistic. And like she likes to point out the word patriarch all the time. And yes, okay, for granted, that applies here. I think that's a given. I don't know why she has to keep reminding people of it given, but that's my opinion. So there's this whole atmosphere of women already feeling like this. Now, Katie does not come from any of these backgrounds. She did not grow up experiencing the abuses and the disregard throughout her life as these women did from their loved ones, from the men in their family. She didn't grow up like this, okay? So what does she do when she doesn't get her way here over this man? She then makes herself a victim of these same slights by accusing him of being a perpetrator of these slights against her. She is appropriating this social injustice. She's appropriating herself as a victim of this because she's big mad. She's exploiting. She's exploiting the harm caused to people by these slights against them. And she's doing it because she's big fucking mad. Why is that playing?
So much left to learn.
And then she said, I lost this message here, but then she basically responded and said that there were, oh, here it is. Sorry. I said, no, you chose to, and I apologize, guys. I didn't expect to be doing this live today. No, you chose to be publicly, you chose to publicly humiliate me, then not speak to me based on assumptions about me that are not true. I deleted messages because people use my DMs against me all the time. If you care to address this and actually listen to me, I'm not what they say, but you do and again, I base this off my own research, not what people told me, but you do humiliate me, and it was horrifying to make a statement so publicly to belittle me.
Horrifying.
I've never been rude to you. Instead, you use sources from trolls who've harassed and bullied me for 3 years of my work because they want you to believe I'm bad. I'm not bad. Instead of coming to me, you took to social media to denounce me, which is akin to public humiliation.
Wait, I want to rewind here just a little bit. Okay, so I want to just elaborate here on what she had said. She's akinning this to public humiliation because he didn't talk to her first. So it's not the act of what he's doing that's humiliating to her. It's the fact that he's telling other people about it that's humiliating. You know, I get it's public humiliation, but she doesn't see it as public humiliation so much as it's just humiliating in general. Like she doesn't get to tell or give the severance of their relationship her own spin. You know, the truth had to come out. That's publicly humiliating. The truth is publicly humiliating. Anyway, who had her trolls? Instead, you used sources from trolls. Well, the sources are going to stand on their own merit, regardless of who it is that spreads the sources, right? I mean, if you go to verify a source, it will either be verified or not. It doesn't matter who told you where to look or who told you about it. Okay, so instead of using sources from trolls, that doesn't matter. Okay, her whole thing is you're talking to people who don't like me. You're not supposed to take information about me from people who don't like me. They're trolls. Only take sources from people who do like me. You know, and who have harassed and bullied me for 3 years in my work because they want you to believe I am bad. I am not bad. Anyone who has to sit there and say they're just trying to convince you that I'm the bad person. I'm not the bad person. I keep hitting the microphone. I'm sorry. I'm not the bad person. I'm not bad. I'm sorry. I feel like there's someone who isn't full of shit will leave some amount of acknowledgement for the fact that, well, maybe they were a little bad in an area or two, you know. But someone who just says, I am not the bad one, like that's bullshit to me right there. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's how I look at it. Like if you are totally incapable of any kind of accountability, realization, self-reflection, or humility, then you might have an issue, one that I'm not at all qualified to diagnose. So I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, that one, I just read that again. The one part, if you cared to address this and actually listen to me, I am not what they say. So not only address this, but you have to listen to her and believe her that she's not what they say, even though she's the only source here claiming this.
Bad. Instead of coming to me, you took to social media to denounce me, which is akin to public humiliation. I said, Katie, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not on any sort of crusade. I saw things that concerned me upon doing my own research and watching other clips from your program and felt the need to express my disagreement. That's all. There was no personal vendetta because I didn't know her. I made a public statement as someone who has a public show and made an appearance with a public figure. She said, I'm sorry you were harassed. I'm sorry you're threatened by these assholes.
Like, wait a minute. I want to rewind it a
sure,
little bit.
problematic because it's not what you would do and therefore assholes.
Oh, damn it. All right, so okay, Katie, I'm not trying to be rude. Disagreement, that is all. There is no personal vendetta. I do not know you. I made a public. Okay, all right. See, he gives an explanation. Listen, this was my decision. You know, this is just. I'm not on any sort of crusade. I saw things that concerned me upon doing my own research and watching other clips from your program and felt the need to express my disagreement. That is all. So he's taking full accountability, full responsibility for his choices upon his research. And then her response to that is, I'm sorry you were harassed. I'm sorry you were threatened by these trolls or haters. I can't read
no
that
personal vendetta because I didn't know her. I made a public statement as someone who has a public show and made an appearance with a public figure. She said, I'm sorry you were harassed.
Assholes.
I'm sorry you're threatened by these assholes. Yeah, I am sure problematic because it's not what you would do and therefore I'm terrible. You did not say this isn't accurate or I don't know about this. Instead, without warning, you humiliated me. If you can't see that's wrong and misogynistic, I can't make you change. So,
see, all right, I know it's a funky way to pause that, but I want to just again reiterate on this. Problematic because I am not because it's not what you would do. So therefore, I am terrible. At no point in time did he say that. He just expressed his disagreement. It's not what he would do. So therefore, he disagrees. It doesn't mean she's a terrible person. Well, at least it doesn't mean that he's saying she's a terrible person. At no point does he suggest that or insinuate that or state that. So, you did not say this is an egg. Oh my God, that's right too. I forgot about that. Okay. You did not say this isn't accurate or I don't know about this. Instead, without warning, you humiliated me by saying you saw stuff you don't agree with. If you can't see that is wrong and misogynistic, I can't make you change. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of females here in the community who find a lot of shit Katie does problematic, and they definitely disagree with her. Are we all misogynistic? I'm curious. Just simply disagreeing with her doesn't make them just misogynistic. There has to be actual misogyny involved in their actions or the reason for their actions for them to be deemed as misogynistic. Just saying.
If you can't see that's wrong and misogynistic, I can't make you change. So that was the messages that went back and forth. And
why is this giving me the pinwheel thing? Why is that so high?
Immediately following that, she went and did 2 to 3 live stream videos addressing me, talking about me. And here's just a few clips to kind of give you a sense of what that looked like.
He doesn't have the clips,
sadly. There are
sadly.
plenty of full recaps if you search Without a Crystal Ball or WOACB and Preacher Voice. Plenty of people have done recaps on YouTube. And I just want to make clear from that point on, I've been completely silent, even though there were a lot of things that were said about me, like some of these statements.
To save face, still have so much left to
He's got some
learn.
of them, maybe.
So the only thing I'm using this for is that I'm not going to give him grace in the respect that he made a public statement to humiliate me, and he won't respond to me in DMs.
Which again,
And
as you guys saw, is not true. I did respond to her very quickly, and was very respectful in my responses. That's my full responses to her. And so this is inaccurate information. This is a lie.
it's clear that he would rather just believe what he wants about me and then humiliate me and then not give me the courtesy to speak to me. And if you're going to treat a woman like that, all I can say to you, after I've graciously given you time on my platform to share what you do, I had no agenda.
Okay, so
Wow.
again, obviously, as you guys saw from the screenshots, it's not true.
I want to touch on that there. She graciously allowed him to come up on her platform and talk about his, I don't know, his passion or whatever. Now, he was in her comment section, left a comment. She begged him to come up on stream. At first, he was saying, no. He's like he said in the beginning of this, he was sitting on his couch. He was in his pajamas or whatever, like his hair wasn't, he was nowhere near camera ready. She begged him. And I remembered this too. She wouldn't fucking let it drop to the point where it was getting almost cringeworthy. And it would have been, I think it would have been hilariously uncomfortable had he kept refusing. But he evidently eventually gave in. He went and fixed his hair or whatever. So, and he agreed to come on, and he came on. There was I remember it took a minute or whatever to get him and or his volume on there. But once they finally did, and she's like, "Oh, your hair looks so cute." Like she starts fangirl. I keep hitting my microphone. I'm sorry. She starts like kind of fangirling over him, but like not so much fangirling, but like fawning over him. Like he kind of looks like Kyle Curtis a little bit, doesn't he? Like I think that's what I think she just. And we all, my opinion is she kind of had a crush on Kyle Curtis. And I think that she saw him as someone she could also have a crush on. So she starts like just over the top, like these compliments and, "Oh, you look so cute. Your hair looks adorable." I mean, the thirst was quite embarrassing. Like the thirst could be felt by many, I'll say. Okay. So they spoke for a few minutes, whatever, and then he stepped off. So she didn't graciously award him a brief moment on her platform for his passion. No, she begged the fuck out of him until he reluctantly and eventually just gave in. Let's be real here.
I did respond to her. It was within a few minutes of her writing. And again, I was on an airplane going to Costa Rica. So the fact that I responded, I think, says a lot. I could have left the statement, blocked her. Instead, she blocked me and went and did this live. And Jessica, you said she couldn't even give you 24 hours. Yeah, it was not much time at all.
To save face.
There's another piece here.
Instead of actually having a conversation. Don't say don't send hate to him. Just honestly, I wanted to say my piece, and misogyny is so thick in this group that it hurts my heart that it took him no thought to publicly humiliate me with a statement like that, because it's easy. I'm a woman.
So again, playing the card of this, and again, I don't need to defend that. I think I've shown it that.
And I want to point out she's using women. She's using sexism. She's using the exploitation of women. She's using the abuse and the control of women. She's using the patriarch, and she's using misogyny because she's mad. She's mad she didn't get her way over this man and over this man's platform and over this man's cause and efforts online and everything. She's mad. She's mad that he didn't like her. That's what she's doing. So I want to make this perfectly clear. If you are female, I'm going to stick with female here. Sorry if I'm being a bit sexist here myself. I apologize. But I think for the majority of this, you kind of have to be female. So if you are female and you have been a victim of any of these misogyny, or any of these constricting rules of religion through the patriarch, through the extremist religions that she often talks about, or if you are just often dismissed, overlooked, or stepped upon because of your gender, if you have experienced any of this, any of that pain and turmoil and trauma you felt, or just unhappiness you felt as a result of that, she is exploiting from that, and she is using that because she didn't get her way over a man. Now, you can say what you want, like women never get their own way or whatever. They never get to use these tactics on men. So all the more power to her for like kind of flipping the script here and throwing the shit back at him. That's not the answer, though. That's not the answer, even when the man might logically deserve it. It's certainly not the answer when a man doesn't deserve it. And you can't make it the answer just because he's a man. That's being the very thing you are speaking out against, in which you lose all credibility for your argument against it. So that's not the way to go about it. But that's what she's doing, though. She's trying to employ these same tactics used against women against this man because she didn't get her way. She feels entitled to her way over this man and his platform. That sounds like a misogynistic man, if you ask me. My opinion. Just saying. There's more to this video, though.
Women, I think I've showed that very clearly over the course of my show. I think I've worked with several women. And in fact, I'll mention this as well. I won't share screenshots of the comments right now, but I'm happy. I don't have them in my queue. But a friend of mine who is a survivor of sexual abuse actually was in the comments defending me, which I appreciate because I didn't ask her to do that. And her comments were actually deleted by Katie, the ones that defended me, and actually mentioned that she told her.
So after this, in this live stream here from Katie that he's showing, there was someone in the comment section that was defending Preacher Boy. How'd it go? That was defending Preacher Boy. And this person was a victim herself of this kind of abuse, of a specific kind of abuse. And Katie silenced her. Katie removed her comments. Katie effectively removed her speech, her words, because they didn't align with Katie's big mad energy over not getting her way.
Her abuse story on my podcast. Anyway, it was just really frustrating. And here's the last little segment.
I'm not going to give him grace in the respect that he made a public statement to humiliate me, and he won't respond to me.
Oh, that's the same piece. So anyway, so that's what happened there. That was kind of the situation as far as that goes. And yeah, it was just really frustrating. I don't know that she blocked the survivor that I was friends with, but she did delete her comments that were made on the post. And I do have screenshots of those comments, but unfortunately I didn't put those in the queue. And thank you, Alexandra, for just tuning in. I know this is a messy stream. I know that there are a lot of people who are jumping in, who are missing some context. I hope you'll go back and rewatch this. But here's the piece that catches us up to today. And I'll break this down really quickly.
There's more to this video.
And explain what's happening, why I feel the need to do a video. Because again, since I made that original statement, I haven't said anything publicly about Katie on Instagram, on my Preacher Boys account, anywhere like that. I have mentioned a few subreddits, like just thank you to people who had supported me through everything. Even though Katie went to Twitter,
and she loved reading that,
and alluded to the fact that I abused my wife or abused my kids, and that's why she's scared
to have
that's
men
on her show. I still didn't respond publicly.
And in addition to the live stream that he was showing there, I think it was that live stream or is one that she did like the same day or whatever. But it was an Instagram live stream where she heavily suggested that this is a man who was born and raised in these types of religious cults. So therefore, he's guilty of honoring his sisters. He's one of those guys. That's what all the guys do in these faiths and these religions. They all are their sisters, their cousins, their aunts, or whatever. That's what they do. And some of them, even their nephews, okay? Like, that's what she said. If you're a man and you were raised in these kinds of religions, well, then that means you're an R word. The thing is, though, is he doesn't have any sisters. So, but she was adamant that that's what he did to his sisters.
Publicly, because I wanted to let her run her course and figure out what she wanted to do, figure out what was going on. And it was clear that, it was clear that this wasn't going to go anywhere productive. So I have stayed silent up to this point. The reason I'm mentioning is because today or on Monday this week, rather.
Now, he's going to show you some messages here. Now, it has been since, this was a while ago. Like I said, it's 2021. It's since been believed or whatever that these messages came from Nat, to, Natalie Kennett there or the Natalie Kennett account or whatever persona, whatever you want to call it, from the Without a Crystal Ball, Toddy Westbrook lawsuit. So, but I'm going to discuss this a little bit more too. But I'm going to let him go ahead and just explain what these are.
Monday last week, rather, I got a message from an account under the username Diana, and the message said, "Hi, Katie Paulson told me to reach out to you in regards to sharing my story." I responded to her on Saturday. I said, "Hi, Diana, can you give me some more info?" She said, "I was sexually abused."
I'm just saying, I love how he replied there, because like he had been looking at that like, the fuck is this shit? Like, yeah, I bet Katie fucking pointed you in my direction. What the hell is this about? Like he knew right off the bat, like, yeah, you need to give me more info before I'm going to trust anything you have to say. I don't know. I find that noteworthy.
By a cult member. And then she sent me multiple pictures, which I won't share here for the privacy of the victim. She said, "This is the person that abused me, and these are pictures of her. Katie wants you to do a story on her. Her name is blank. She was abused between ages 5 and 15. So there was a gap between yesterday and today, and it turned from this person, this Diana, being someone who was abused, to me wanting me to run a story about someone who had been abused. And in this message, it says she was abused between ages 5, I'm trying to read this here. Let me blow this up. Ages 5 and 15. If you do this for me, I'll stop all the hate you're receiving. And it says she deserves to be humiliated for reporting to my family to CPS. One of the things Katie keeps mentioning in her lives is that people are reporting her to CPS. I don't know about this. Again, I don't know much about Katie beyond my personal experience, which has not been positive. I don't know if people are doing that. I don't know, I don't know what's going on as far as that goes.
This was right in the middle of all this shit happening. And like any one of us who was following any of the Katie Joy drama, like upon the second we read these or heard about these, we instinctively knew that, yeah, no, this was either not really Katie or just whatever. But we also kind of thought it was bullshit. Like, sorry, I keep hitting my microphone. Like, I know myself anyways, I kept wondering, why are they going after Preacher Boy? Like, that doesn't make sense. Unless it's because Preacher Boy, like, I guess, I don't want to say rebuked her advances, but professionally, rebuked her professional advances. We'll put it that way. Loosely, we'll put it that way. But yeah, that's what happened. So that's got to be the only reason why Preacher Boy is being drug into this, because he rebuked Katie Joy's professional advances. No other reason, none. So now, just knowing everything I know and looking back on this, I don't know. And along with the whole Lindsay Chrisley, like Lindsay had shared something not too long ago that she was of the belief that it was Katie or something. I forget what it was. Something on Instagram she shared. But see, that's the thing though. Like I feel like these things are created. These correspondences are enacted to potentially discredit the haters or the people that she's deemed as haters, which Preacher Boy would definitely fall under that classification, because he rebuked her professional advances. Therefore, he must be a hater, or he's listening to the haters. And if he's listening to the haters, well, then he's one of the haters too. So ultimately, he's a hater. So had he run with this, he started to speak out as though this were true, as if he believed he caught Katie in a lie. But he quickly saw everyone else's reaction to that. Now, anytime he spoke about Katie before, everyone reacted like, dude, caution yourself with this chick. She's crazy. He looked into it himself. He came to the same conclusion, more or less, loosely, whatever. So then from that point on, he had all of these people basically supporting him on his side, you could say. But the second he came out with those people who were on his side they were like, yo, hold up here. You kind of got this one wrong. Because at the time, that's what everyone believed, So, and he did. He took their caution to heart, and he did. He heeded their warnings, whatever, and he backed off from that. So he even came to the conclusion, whatever. When the last time I heard him speak about these was, look, I don't know if it's Katie or not. I don't know if it's this other person. I don't know what this has to do with. All I know is I want nothing to do with this. This is what I received. I'm putting it out there, and I'm done. I want no more involvement to this. Just leave me the fuck out of this. And that's basically what happened. So, I mean, but yeah, so the people who were effectively on his side were telling him, no, hold up. Now, had he kept running with that, had he doubled down on it or something like Katie would normally do, he would probably look like an asshole because it would somehow be proven that it was not Katie sending the messages, because it would have been designed, I think, in my opinion, to show that they came from somewhere other than Katie, anywhere other than Katie. And that would have made him look kind of foolish. That would have potentially tarnished his reputation, or at least given Katie an argument or leg to stand on for accusing him of being one of her haters. And that's why he said what he said about her publicly. But it didn't quite go that way. So it was dropped and left alone, and no one bothered him again. So that's my opinion anyways.
But then it says her Twitter is blank, her Instagram is blank. Do this for me, and I'll stop my followers from targeting you. I said I might be misunderstanding something. Why are you telling me you'll stop the hate I'm receiving and stop your followers from, quote, targeting me? The response says, it says, I might be misunderstanding. She said, you know full well who I am. I said, no, I really don't. Unless I'm very mistaken, it sounds like you're blackmailing me to do what you want, or else you're going to send a Twitter mom my way. And it says, the person humiliated with your post without consulting me first. I said, Katie, if you do this for me, I'll stop others from harassing you, as I have a much bigger audience than you. And I said, creating a separate account entirely for the sole purpose of blackmailing me into bending to your will, that's not how I operate, Katie. This really did bother me. And I do want to say this really quickly. Obviously, there's a piece of this where, this is an anonymous account. So, some people mentioned, what if this is not Katie? All I'm going to say is, based on my experiences with her and the way that she's responded to things, this wouldn't be the most surprising thing to me if this is in fact her. But whether it's her or whether it's a deranged Katie, fan, or whether it is a deranged, person that hates Katie, I don't know. The pieces don't make sense. And if this is her creating an account, threatening me to release a victim's information who had trusted Katie with their story, is not how I roll, and I'm not going to be blackmailed into this stuff. And I said that, I said my piece. This person's a liar and deserves it. Do this, I'll forget our spat. Otherwise, I'll personally make your life a living hell. Your choice. And I said, that's not how I work. I don't even know who the person is you're referring to, and I don't want any piece of your self-created drama. And she said, she lied in my court case. I want her exposed now, or I'll make sure you regret humiliating me. First, not doing this. Second, how do I know you're really Katie? Because again, I want to verify. It says you'll find out when you have 170,000 people harassing you. I said, if it really is you, it's disgusting to exploit a victim. You're unhinged. I'm blocking this account now. And now that account is deleted. So this is the account it came from, and now it's user not found. So that account is deleted.
See, and I want to throw some doubts in here because this kind of ties in the whole like why preacher boy thing. There was a post left on my YouTube channel. It was some time ago. It no longer exists anymore. I didn't approve the post. I just left it in the unapproved column, but it wasn't posted, and it wasn't deleted. But after a day or so, it was gone. I think that the channel that they left the post was just deleted or whatever, because I can't find the channel anymore either. But I took screenshots of it, so I know everything is said and whatnot. But in the post, though, they were alleging to be a friend of Natalie's, or Natalie's prior victim of Natalie's stalking, harassment, or whatever. And they're alleging to be, from England or whatever, but yet they kept using American terms for agencies and stuff, like so much as like Child Protective Services. And also they said that the reason why they believe Natalie targeted Katie is because Natalie was a big fan of, the fuck was his name? Shit, now I can't remember his name. The hell was his name? She tried. It was after the Micah Stauffer era or whatever. Travis something, I think. Maybe was his name. I don't know. He's from one of the Catholic TV shows or reality shows or whatever. And she was alleging that he was having inappropriate relationships with minors and whatnot. But everything she showed as her proof of this was, I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I mean, yeah, it may have been like, if it were my husband, I'd be like, dude, why are you even opening yourself up to shit like this? Like, what the fuck are you doing? I would have like come at it from that point of view. But I definitely wouldn't have come at it as like, oh my God, you want these other chicks and not me. And oh my God, what are you doing? Like, because there's nothing there to suggest that. There wasn't. Like, he gave us some compliments, but there was, from what she showed, it was like almost like in response to like a negative outlook that the other person had, on themselves, and it could be argued, I think, that maybe he just doesn't have a whole lot of friends to talk to, and he's got all of this huge following on social media. So there's all of these potential people to talk to, and to maybe validate his existence in some way. And so I think that that's why he more or less got himself involved in these chats or whatever that could be argued as something other than what they're depicting themselves as. So I could see why Katie was coming at it the way she was, or why she thought she could. But ultimately, there was never anything there. Never anything there. There was never any proof or evidence of any type of relationship with anyone. No one ever came forward. And the one person who allegedly did make some sort of report, she was not a minor at the time it happened, or that at the time she alleges whatever happened, even though there was still no evidence or proof of it happening. Tyson was his name, I think. Yeah, Tyson Gardner. That was his name. Okay. So now when she was making the couple of videos about Tyson Gardner, I looked into everything she was claiming, and I'm like, because she was making some really heavy hitting claims here. Like, he was a P word, he was a cheater. He was targeting and, like grooming these women or these girls and all this shit, so that's what she was labeling him as, but there was nothing to support her story. Now, she may have been right for all I know. I don't fucking know. I'm going off of what she put out there and what was publicly accessible by any reasonable person. There's nothing there to suggest these things or to corroborate her claims. So I spoke out on this mildly, but I did. I spoke out on this. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you may be right. She may be right, but her claims they're not there. It's just not there right now. And so then I don't know why, but she eventually moved on from the whole thing. And I think she made one more video about him like a couple months later, and that wasn't well received either. So it was surprising for me to see in this comment, because this comment was just a few months ago. It was like it was right around the time I did that live stream. So it was like last fall. Okay. So the fall of 2022. It was surprising to see this person leave their comment and say that, to their knowledge, Natalie found Katie because she was a fan of Tyson Gardner. She was close with Tyson Gardner, like almost insinuating an improper relationship with Tyson Gardner. And that's why she then targeted Katie. That was the first time I ever heard any kind of claim or accusation about anything involving Tyson Gardner. So it had to have been someone who was informed or knowledge about Katie's attempted coverage of Tyson Gardner and the pushback she got, because I wasn't the only person who pushed back at her. So she did get pushback. So it had to have been someone aware of that, and probably even aware that I did push back on her, because they left this comment on my channel. Yeah. I don't know what to make of that, because that happened in 2020. That when she attempted to make these videos and she didn't come after Tyson Gardner, that was 2020. That was like June or July. I think it was June though, 2020, because it was right after the whole Micah Stauffer shit. So yeah. So someone had to been around, I think, in June 2020 to have known to include this and to have known to include this underneath one of my videos for a comment for me. To my knowledge, Natalie wasn't anywhere around. Not at all. So 2021, I mean, I did find Little Miss Noble around, but I think that was 2021 that the earliest I found her around. That was fall, I think, of 2021. It was right around Katie did the whole like "Don't call my son the R word" thing at Little Red. It was right around then that the earliest example I've seen of Little Miss Noble around. So it was probably a good year before that. I don't know. This is why I think so much of this shit ties back to Katie. I don't care. It's my opinion. I have my reasons for my opinion. This is one of the reasons. Why the fuck was Preacher Boy included in this? Why? Why was this alleged hacker Nat from over in England including Preacher Boy in this? Why Nat wouldn't care? Like this was such a non-existent thing with Preacher Boy. Even from Katie's end, like she shut up about it after like 2 days and never spoke on it again. To my knowledge, at least never like knowingly spoke on it again anyway. So this was like a big nothing thing for anyone following Katie or watching Katie, really, except for Katie. It wasn't a nothing thing to Katie because, like I said, he rebuked her professional advances, and you don't do that. Okay.
And this screenshot is from a different account. But anyway, so yeah, pretty interesting stuff, and that's what's happened. That's what's happening today. So after last week was a ridiculous week on the show, there were so many different stories that were happening. So many.
All right, I'm watching this video on my iPad, and it's all over the fucking place. Let me try something here real quick. See if this improves it at all. All right, so my back moving yet? I want to wait and see my hand in front of the camera there. And okay, there we go. Let me see how it plays now.
Absolutely horrific stories that came across the show. Now this is rearing its ugly head. And again, I know that there are many that are saying, well, it's not Katie.
Is it coming through okay for you guys?
Do this. From what I have seen, and even just recently, there was a video where Katie doxed someone in her own family. She has a history of giving away people's personal information and doxing them. That is well documented. There are lawsuits from celebrities related.
Can you guys just let me know if his live stream, if his video is coming through okay? Because I'm looking at it on my iPad, and it's like jumpy. It's fine. Okay, cool. Thank you.
To that exact thing. My experience with her was that she did delete a lot of messages. She sent me very aggressive messages. She went on an unhinged 3 live streams about me within the course of a few hours, which she then deleted. And so my experience with her has not been positive. Whether or not this is her, this is extremely frustrating. It doesn't.
See, and that's another example too. I mean, like if you want to use like the whole Occam's razor, I don't know, logic with this, the most obvious or the simplest explanation is usually the correct one or whatever. I think that's the Occam's one. But so let's look at this logically, from that point of view. He's had the only experience he's had with her is that she is this fucking unstable. She went off in a very unstable way, in a very like outrageous way at him because he just declined her professional advances. So she went nuts. She did these 3 public live streams, she legit said that he comes from this area or whatever, this world. Therefore, he's R-ing his sisters. He grew up R-ing his sisters. He grew up R-ing his cousins. He's a misogynistic asshole. He will never grow out of this. He will never change. None of them will change. It was not at all proportional to what occurred for her to respond this way. So this is his experience with this. So now he's reading these messages. Well, so he's looking at this from Occam's razor kind of point of view. This is something he thinks she would do because she's proven herself to be that fucking capable of doing something that crazy already with him. and the alternative to that is there's some crazy hater over in England who's orchestrating all of this shit all by herself because she's hating on Katie. Well, Occam's razor. Yeah. That tells you, if you use the razor, it's Katie. It's not this entity or whatever out in England named that. That's what he's saying. I think that considering that he doesn't have a dog in this fight, he's not biased in any way, shape, or form for either side. He's just going off of his brief, very brief experience. And that's the conclusion that he's falling on the side of. How was that noise? Okay, that was just Michael. Crazy. It sounded like there's like a bird being attacked or something near me. It's like, what the fuck? Someone better not be hurting my crows. Okay. Why is that playing?
Do anything worthwhile for survivors of abuse who I do. They're my top priority in this. It does, whoever's doing this, whether it's Katie, whether it's some other person, this is awful. And I will say I did reach out to the victim that was mentioned in the messages. I sent the images that were sent to me. They confirmed that the only person that had those images would be Katie Joy Paulson. And so anyway, it's just, it doesn't make sense. She said outside of family, the only person would be Katie, who she gave the information to. She gave the information to a year ago, and Katie has been threatening to release it according to her. Again, whether or not, who knows what pieces of this are true.
I forgot about that. Does anyone else remember what that was about? Like, was it ever revealed who this alleged victim was? Because I mean, it could be argued that if Nat set this whole thing up, well, then Nat set up this whole alleged victim, right? So that's not proving anything. I think you'd have to know who the victim allegedly is to have any kind of inclination of whether or not it had Katie's involvement or not. Like, was that ever realized or outed or shared or specified? I'm curious. I mean, by all means, don't share their name in the chat here. That's not what I'm asking. But if it was realized, then I would like to know who. But I would like to know privately. Let's not make this worse on them. That's all. And like, I won't out them or whatever. I mean, I doubt I'd even like contact them or whatever. It all depends on who it is, really. But I agree, especially since Toad just told the Balls account he could hack her if he wanted to. Oh my God, that reminds me of something else I watched. It was another Katie video. She was talking about how she was being accused of hacking emails or something. And she's like, I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. But this whole video, like, by now I'm sure that we've all seen her, my statement, my taking accountability thing or whatever. And we also watched her videos where she reveals, the whole Toddy Westbrook and I, we settled video. Then there's the whole my stalker was arrested video. And then, my stalker was arrested video. That was from last year. Then there was another video too regarding this. And then there's the little red called my son the R word video. But the way she handles herself in all of these videos is the same. I don't want to say mannerisms. I don't think they're mannerisms, but the same body language, really. Like she grabs her chest or her throat, like right here, swallows, or she takes a big gulp of her drink, and she's doing something in her neck. You see the muscles and shit like tense up and stick out. It's like kind of gross. like, I feel like these are just physical signs of her lying her ass off. And these are the videos in which we see this, and including this video where she says she's not capable of hacking emails or whatever. So that would never be her. But the way she says it, I do think she's telling the truth when she says she doesn't know how to do that. But I feel like she lets just enough go to cause doubt to the point that just because she doesn't know how to do that doesn't mean she doesn't know how to get it done. And I think that's very important. Whether or not Toad's capable of that, I don't know. I haven't seen anything in Toad's history or his behavior or his statements or whatever to suggest that he is. But that doesn't mean he hasn't been able to learn, or that I'm right, really. I think it's, my first opinion would be that they know how to have someone else do it, how to get it done. But then second, and probably a close second, would be that maybe they're the ones who know how to get it done. That's my opinion, though. Oh, Elizabeth, the total bull of Katie being a journalist, she's a horse's ass. Tune in to my stream. It was going to be tomorrow, but I forgot. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Tune in to my stream on Wednesday night. What am I working anyways Wednesday night? I can give you guys like an exact time almost. I am working, what does it say, 4:30 to 11:30? Yes. Okay. So probably be like around 12, well, more like, I'll say 12:30 a.m. Wednesday going into Thursday, which might suck for you if you're on the East Coast, but it won't suck for you if you're on the West Coast. Sorry. I'm not going to have time to do it though in the afternoon. I'm just not, especially since I'm going to be probably finalizing shit for it by then. But yes, so Wednesday night, I'm going to cover that in much more detail. I'm going to, and this again, I want to thank Autistic Shill for the idea for this stream. She definitely came up with the idea and suggested it to me, and she shared this website that kind of makes it easy for me to go through these points and to access them and pull them up and discuss them. So I want to thank her for that. And so if anyone else enjoys the stream, be sure to thank her for it. If you don't enjoy the stream, be sure to thank me for that, because I will have fucked it up in some way. But yeah, I'm going to touch on the ethics of journalism and see how well they apply to Katie and her actions. Spoiler alert, they don't. They don't at all. Anyway, I'm going to go back to letting this video play.
True, what's accurate, but all I know is, if for whatever reason, this gets bigger than what it is, this is how the day started. And anyway, my thoughts on this are, whoever it is, this is awful for survivors everywhere. This is extremely offensive to me as someone who tries to work with survivors. And again, based on my experiences with Katie, like, again, I've had nothing but bad experiences since doing this live stream. And again, there's lots of well-documented things that she's done that are extremely problematic, plenty of high-profile lawsuits involving her. And yeah, it just does, it just seems very odd. This just seems like a very odd situation. And yeah, that's kind of the case. I'll look through the comments really quick. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the people that have said kind words throughout this whole thing, since all those tweets went out, since all the smearing of me happened when I first went on the live. It's just frustrating. I'm still dealing with this. It's frustrating that now, there's this blackmail element. And again, whether this is Katie, one of her followers, someone that doesn't like Katie, this is ridiculous. And it's extremely frustrating to me as a parent, as someone with a family, as someone who, tries to put in safeguards to, avoid this sort of thing. It's frustrating to be waking up to be messaged this kind of stuff, especially when there's actual work to be done. I don't want to be doing a live stream talking about myself and my experiences. It's frustrating that I have to do this. But again, if there's a fabricated story about me based on some crazy vendetta because of one live stream and one statement, I want to be able to say my part of this story first. And there's very few people that I would feel pressed. I've gotten angry messages before. I've gotten hateful messages before. I've gotten threats before. But this is extremely, extremely frustrating and disturbing, honestly. I'll read the comments. I'll see if there's any questions I need to respond to. I think I've covered everything. Again, I apologize. This is a pretty impromptu live, but I'm extremely frustrated, and I needed to address this because it's going to bother me. I haven't said anything about.
I didn't really listen to
this
much
since
more
the
of the
statement.
end of this video. I have no
This
idea
is
what the
just
comments
wild that this
entail.
keeps
I don't remember.
bubbling and growing.
So it may be boring. It may not be. I don't know.
Tracking Sunshine. Can someone recap what's happening? Definitely just rewatch the live. You should be able to rewind it now and be able to watch it.
So the chat here. Elizabeth says, that's kind of pretty, the music. I don't think I've heard it before. Some whole music is really awful. I'm guessing you're talking about when I took a short break there. Yeah, that's the wonderful background music offered by StreamYard. But as awesome as some of or as awesome as that catalog is, it does not in any way, shape, or form compare to the test song that StreamYard offers for you to test your audio. Like, I wish that I could play that for you guys. I don't even know how I could, but it's fucking hilarious. I'll see if I can play it for you. I don't know.
It's easy to research her, which you did do. I did. Most of what I watched was not links from people that sent me stuff about her. I specifically went and rewatched some of her content and looked at some of the legal documents and stuff that's already out there publicly, and made the decision based on just what I saw her do and how I saw her act. She has a low threshold for humiliation, or for the definition of humiliation. Yeah, I don't think I was trying to humiliate her.
You weren't, dude. You weren't.
Let's see. She blocks anyone who corrects her misinformation. Yeah, and she did block me on Instagram. So is she ex-IFB? No, she's not. She runs an account called Without a Crystal Ball, and she is a former Catholic, I believe. Someone else just said that. Yeah, she's a former Catholic. She is not IFB. She talks about the IFB and all that because of the Duggars, and she's done, probably hundreds of videos about the Duggars. She claims that she's not an advocate, but she is she's a tea channel. Like she covers gossip stories, and the Duggars bring in a lot of viewers because of all the news with Josh and all that. So she doubles down. She puts out tons and tons and tons of content about the Duggars, but she has no relation to that world. And anyway, yeah, she goes after it. It seems like for the attention of the stories versus, actually.
I think I can play it for you, actually.
Victims with
maybe.
Movement. And she went on record in one of her lives, and she can find it somewhere on the internet, that she doesn't consider herself an advocate. That she's not. She exploits survivors, doxes them. Yeah, she has doxed minors. That's true.
Remind me to play the song for you before I end the stream.
Family just recently. She's not a advocate here. Let's see.
Hey Jess, hi the crazy lady. Hi Elizabeth.
The middle lady of the whole situation. Survivors wanting to be reaching to you. I agree. This is some Karen stuff. I think it's a bunch of hacker trolls using KJ as a scapegoat. It's very possible that it's hackers, or I don't think it's hackers, but trolls. Maybe that's the case. It's just a very elaborate story. I just don't understand who has the time and why me.
Yeah.
Why go to my account? This doesn't make any sense.
That's the thing, though, with trolls.
I was like a rival.
The trolls are no different than anyone else. There has to be a proportionate amount of reward for their actions. They're not going. No one is going to. Trolls or not. No one's going to go through this incredibly insane amount of activity for a very minuscule amount of reward. You're not going to do that. It's a waste of time. If you have an intended goal, but you have to do all this fucking crazy activity to get 1 inch closer to that goal, you're going to look for a smarter way. So even if this is just trolls, what was the reward from this? There was no reward, and there was no reasonable expectation of reward from this behavior, unless you were Katie Joy. So yeah, my opinion.
And I've
Whatever.
been posting stuff nonstop. It doesn't make sense why me over a month and a half ago when I haven't said anything else about Without a Crystal Ball whatsoever. There's plenty of people that don't like Katie that they could have gone to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just seem like the most whatever. I don't know. It's disturbing. She's blackmailing you. She's blackmailing. She does. She seems to admit being KJ. Yeah, she never actually says she is, but obviously she alludes to it.
Why is this? Why? What's going on? I have internet. Like the bars are all there. I don't understand what the fuck's going on.
But it does seem
There
weird
we
that she'd
go.
identify herself if she was on another account. I don't know. And she does do sock accounts. Yes, I have seen that's part of her mo. She's making it so this community can't believe survivors. Yeah.
See, that's the thing
I
too.
definitely have dealt.
There's one sock account that Katie's had for a long time, and she forgets that she's shared this bit of information with people from like the whole vaccine community. And just recently, like I think it was within the past week, I saw that sock account commenting underneath her fucking shit on her Facebook page. You know, she does have sock accounts, and she is on these accounts.
Doubts this is her. If it is, she's the dumbest troll ever. I definitely have some doubt, but like I said, my experiences have not been positive. She's also doxed minor survivors. You never know. You need to pursue it. Don't know who you are, but many are here because Katie's upset, annoyed, treat them. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the interactions get listed, and there are definitely people that don't like Katie that I think do things that are out of line. So I'm not. I don't. This is the thing. I don't hate Katie. I just she's not part of my world. Like she's not somebody that's what's so
She's not
bizarre about this
relevant.
whole thing is it
Just
was
say
an
it.
impromptu live, and I work with survivors of the independent funnel about this movement. I don't even stay focused in the same lane that she does. This is interesting. Please be careful. Sorry you're dealing with the KJ junk. Me too. Oh gosh, we just lost a bunch of messages. We got.
Oh shit! I just saw the
Been
text.
watching her
You
MO for a
messaged me
while. She's
back.
gonna erase all she's said and done. She has been purging a lot of stuff. It's odd this drama seems to follow around. Stay true to yourself. She creates all the drama. That poor victim that's being blackmailed by KJ. I agree. Just remember when you mess with her, you will get her horns. It's harmful. I'm sorry you've been through this. Have you been in touch with law enforcement? I have not been in touch with law enforcement. I reported the chat to Instagram. I haven't gone to law enforcement just yet. I mean, I don't know. There's so many different ways that this could go. You just keep doing your good work. So sorry, and that's really my goal. So like, and I appreciate the comment about law enforcement.
Fuck it. It's been a while since I pissed off the internet. Okay, so Lisa says her reaction was way over the top for what he said. It pissed me off with her accusing him of heinous acts and misogyny, and I don't even watch him. Yeah, I agree, and I completely share your sentiment. And to further point out, like her reaction to him was it was not proportional. It made no sense. Okay, and why was she doing this? Why was she trying to frame him in such a way to the public? Because she felt slighted by him through his rebuking her professional advancements. So, in other words, she was rejected by him, basically. You know, yeah, it wasn't a personal kind of maybe interest, allegedly, that we know of, but it was still an interest none the same, and he rejected her. Kind of makes you wonder about any other rejection she's had in the past and how far she would go to harm them. And I'm going to leave it at that. Because, you know, I never had any doubts. I was genuine when I've said over and over again how I believe her. But I got to say, I don't really think I believe her that much anymore. I'm not going to come out publicly state that she's a liar or whatever, but I just can't really come out and publicly state that I believe her anymore. That's all. Come on.
The comment from Renell Smith says, "You just need to keep doing your work." So sorry, and that's where I feel I need to be. Is I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm making my statement. This will be the last thing I say about this for a long time. I don't want to do 30 parts on this video. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to keep moving on and try to help people, try to get these messages out, try to do the work I need to do on myself.
Smart.
This show helps me. I'm not focused on creating a channel that just talks about this situation. I guess it's frustrating to even have to address it whatsoever. Sorry, you're dealing with this. Watched a couple of videos, not gotten good vibes. Sounds like creep show art. I don't even know what creep show art is. The Insta Live's the worst. I'm at a loss of words that this is the BS you have to deal with today. It's apparent she's coming undone again. Hello from the Netherlands. High school drama crap. I agree. It is high school drama crap. She has a restraining order on another creator that is up this month. Perhaps this group would contact you once to up the pressure.
Oh, so then this was in 2021.
Interesting.
This was in 2021 this happened. Okay. All right. So they said restraining order coming up this month. This had to have been right around June, end of May, beginning of June 2021, which was also the time Creep Show Art was effectively canceled. I'm kind of curious who left that comment about Creep Show Art. Because now that I think, now I'm reminded of it. The other video, because I went through the videos on my laptop, and I went through them like once a few months ago, but I went through them again, and I found this one. And the other video I starred, but I was already talking about how she gave herself away. Like, I don't know how to hack emails or whatever. She was talking about Creep Show Art when in that video. That video was about Creep Show Art. That's interesting. I'm going to have to watch that again, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. She has a restraining order from a creator or on a creator. That's interesting. Well, former Seventh-day Adventist. Oh, okay. She was Seventh-day Adventist. Oh,
I love that he hears that. And he's like, restraining order, is it on her or is it on the other creator? Because it could be either, he's thinking.
Restraining order was dismissed last year. Sorry, guys, I'm learning a lot of this stuff for the first time, too. She's basically teaching off reality TV people. Sounds weird to say it bluntly like that. She calls people who warn people about her trolls. However, we are people who have witnesses and experience her behavior. That's the thing, is like my experiences directly verify a lot of the stuff I've seen. I've experienced the problematic behavior. Got here with the topic. You're gonna have to rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back through it. There's a lot of elements to this. I don't want to skip over anything. She had a live. She's an advocate. She's a reporter. Yeah, she did say that. There are hackers that have attacked a lot of creators as well as her. The FBI is looking into it. The emails people were receiving were so sick and twisted. I did see some of that. The spoof emails. Yeah, it's interesting. Grandmas, usually women who are pretty or more successful as with stable families. Saying I'm not pretty. Did you get the picture verification in writing? I don't know what that means. The other creators are commenting on a lawsuit. So sorry, FBI's investigating these trolls. Salts could get you in contact with them, keep track of everything. There's an active FBI investigation. So Michael Saltz is investigating her or people that are writing messages about her. I'll definitely mind talking to him. There's a standard troll in her mind. You gotta be one case to respond. Be ready. Yeah, you know, it's very possible she'll see this and respond, but I need to say my piece of this. Or KJ is gonna see this. In light of the abuse, okay, so this is the last question. I'll kind of end here. In light of the abuse you rightfully exposed, how do you balance a true abuse situation with false accusations? Usually the stories I'm talking about, I have multiple people confirming a story. Oh, okay, Toddy Westbrook's the lawyer. Okay. so I talk to them. I deal with a lawyer directly. Occasionally, we'll ask questions. A lot of my cases are referred to me by different lawyers, law enforcement, other advocates that I do trust and vet. There are tons of stories that I've received that I don't have enough to go on, so I haven't put it. But I haven't put it out there. So there's stories that can be that give me a weird gut feeling that I haven't released or that I have contradicting stories on. So yeah, I mean, I try to do the best I can to vet these stories. I definitely let it be from the perspective of the survivor, not myself. So I let them share their story, but I do try to do my due diligence to make sure that they're accurate.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out.
Anyway, guys, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I just want to make a statement
about
because
over,
I think it's I think it need to be talked about. Again, this is the last.
Yeah, it's over in
week
2 minutes, so I'm
unless
gone.
something
Okay.
else pops off.
So,
but even then, I'll.
Yeah, by all means, Pinwheel, take your time. Take your fucking time. So I'm curious, like when was it that Katie and Tati settled the lawsuit? I look it up, and in my search results, I see there's a video from May 4th from Emily Baker, but I don't know if that's when it happened or whatever. And there's a question mark at the end of it, so I want to say that maybe that's just when it was released or whatever, that they were possibly in talks. I remember Salt's telling me that they were in talks of settlement in April. So, and then the next thing I have in search results is a video. Someone's commentating on Katie's video, and that's on June 5th. So I'm wondering when it was they finally settled on the lawsuit. Like when it was official, when the paperwork was signed, that day. I remember Salt had posted images of being in Minnesota there or whatever. Because I don't know. I'm kind of curious what the timeline may show. Anyway, I'll find it out though. I'll figure it out. What do the images show me? I can't read. This is too small. This doesn't tell me anything. I can't even read it anyways. It could be telling me something, but I can't fucking read it. It's way too small. Anyway, kind of curious though. I want to look into that more. Because there's something else that happened right around that time too, that now looking back on it, that I want to. I kind of wish I kind of put these things together in my head before I did that stream in the fall. I might have to redo part of that stream and add this. I don't know. I think I'm onto something here though. But anyway, I could be wrong. I'll get all excited about it. I'll investigate. There's a good chance in 2 days I'd be like, damn it, that led nowhere. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. So yeah, I found this video today. I found a couple other videos too that I'm going to be going over in the future, near future here. And I know that Nonsense has been talking some shit out of her ass. Like, I can't even believe that people listen to her and they're not offended because she's lying right to everyone. But no one seems to care. But whatever. I digress. I want to talk about some of that. I don't really want to give her too much time because, well, it's fucking nonsense. That could mean two things. So, but tomorrow definitely, though, will be the ethics in journalism stream for sure. Or not tomorrow, Wednesday night. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Just Lisa. Yes, and my mods are always excellent at reminding everyone of this. So it's time I start stepping up to the plate and doing so too. If you like the stream, please hit the like button. Please consider hitting the subscribe button. Check out more content. If you like it, yay. If not, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. If not, well, hopefully you will in the future. So, yeah, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for being here. And it's going to take me a second to find my exit door.